I'm Sonia and I help people take their power back. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me and want me to call you on your BS, all my coaching information is in the description below. I'm on here Monday night instead of Tuesday night because I made an appointment without thinking about it for tomorrow night. So I'm on here tonight answering questions if anybody has any. While I'm letting people get in here, I wanted to talk about something that came up this week, or since I was on here Saturday, about ignoring your 3D. When I am saying to ignore your 3D, I do not mean ignore the 3D to the point that you're putting yourself into dangerous situations. When you're manifesting, you still live your life. You are still aware of the shit that is happening in your life and what is happening in front of you. And if you are finding yourself in a situation that is not good for you, meaning like abusive situations and, shit like that, things that are dangerous to you, you need to do what you need to do to get yourself out of it. I have the National Domestic Abuse hotline information, I believe, something for that in my description if anybody needs that. But do not think that ignoring your 3D just means being oblivious and just being like, I'm going to manifest myself out of this. I'm going to manifest myself out of this. You have to take care of yourself, you guys. And that's not like, that's an extreme example, but when things are happening, you still live your life when you're manifesting. You still get shit done when you're manifesting. The only difference is that in your head, you are going to view things in a way that's beneficial for you. But if you need to do something or set boundaries with someone or whatever the fuck you need to do, you need to do it. Please take care of yourself. And once you're safe, that's when you put your focus more on manifesting. Not that you can't manifest your way out of shit, but just take care of yourself, please. Please. Let me know if you guys have any questions. That just came up and I'm like, I think I need to talk about this of all ignoring the 3D means is don't take it at face value. But if you are in a situation that is dangerous, like, please fucking do something about it. But it's when something happens, you view it from a different point of view from what you're used to viewing it from. But like I said, please just take care of yourself. So let me know what you guys want to talk about tonight. Like I said, I'm going live tonight. I usually go live on Tuesdays. But tonight I am going live today instead because I have an appointment tomorrow that I have to take care of. I'll be live Saturday as well. But next week I'll go back to being live on Tuesday. Nobody has anything that they want to talk about tonight? I may need to grab my computer because if you guys are posting comments, I am not seeing any on here. Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you? I'm great. How are you? Hi, Moons. How are you doing? I'm awesome. Jax is currently rubbing his face on the couch. Doing okay. I just finished up helping my uncle with decorations for the front. Came in here just in time. There you go. I was going to bed and saw your live. Oh. Well, you can still go to bed if you need to. Surprised. Yeah, I accidentally made an appointment for Precious tomorrow to go to the vet and didn't think about that it was Tuesday. I wanted someone to come with me, so I'm like, "What's the latest you can give me?" And they're like 5, and I'm like, "Cool, what's the next day you can do it?" Tuesday, not even thinking. Well, dumbass, you have shit going on a Tuesday. So I'm like, "Well, I'll just do it Monday and it's fine." It's fine. Yeah, Precious has to go first. I'm sorry, guys. But I will try to remember. I never make appointments for like late. I would usually do it for Monday, but my vet doesn't work on Monday, so like whatever. It happened for a reason. I agree. I just was like I did it, didn't even think about it, and it was like days later that I was like, "Oh shit, I already have stuff on Tuesday. Maybe it's a bridge of incidents." Hey, it's very possible. Very possible. You never know. I wasn't worried about it. I'm like, it'll be fine. Everything works in our favor regardless. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Hi. Jax is like, it's not Tuesday. What are we doing here? Your little doggy calendar says no. No matter the action. Hi, Jacqueline. That affirmation, aka thought, is a gem. It really is. Everything is working in our favor regardless, no matter the action. Once you realize that you really can't mess anything up as long as you're viewing it in a way that's beneficial, to me it was so much less stressful. It's like, no, everything always works out. It always goes in my favor. Jacqueline, that story you told me on TikTok is too funny. It certainly does. Are you hot, Bubba? I'm sorry. What's the story that her neighbor switched around plans because she thought that, or they thought that she was fighting with somebody, but it turns out that the TV was just on, so they heard the TV, somebody yelling on the TV. No one was actually fighting. Like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have plans because it seems like you need to take care of some shit, and it was just the TV. Like, that is the funniest shit. Like, that's so funny. Yeah, I was like, oh. Hey, you got people looking out for you. He assumed the worst. Exactly. Absolutely. Here yelling, oh, automatically shit's going down. It couldn't be any other explanation. That's what we that's how I functioned in the world forever, you know? I know so many people who do that. It's just automatically, this is a worst case scenario. This couldn't possibly be a good thing. Something bad must be happening. Not even thinking, oh, well, maybe it's the TV or no. Something must be going down. I hear yelling. That's true. At least she has neighbors who will help her if she was in trouble. Exactly. Anyone have anything they want to talk about tonight? And I will tell you, assuming the worst is a habit. Like, it really is a habit. It is so true that we all have the answers. Even before I heard about LOA, I always thought that repetition was the way to make things happen. That's interesting. Awesome. It's true with anything, though. Like, think about, I always go to like playing a musical instrument. If you pick up the guitar, it's going to take repetition of practicing to get good at it. It took repetition to get good at learning the ABCs or riding a bike or when I learned how to groom dogs. Like, I didn't just do it the first time I did it, you know. It took practice and it took repetition. It really is. I agree. Assuming the worst is such a bad habit, I've been doing my best to breathe and think positively because everything works in my favor. Yes, it does. I saw a video from Bashar today and I was like, I like the way of he worded it. Let me think of how he worded it. He's like, oh man, what was the word he used? He's like, I know what he said. He said, it's not, life isn't happening to you. Everything that you are experiencing is an orchestration. It's all being orchestrated to move you to the next place. Repetition is magic. I agree. Bashar is an alien entity. I think so. I'm not exactly sure. I know he's channeled through a guy. I just liked that wording of, oh, this is all just an orchestration. It's like, yeah, it's all coming together. Yeah, repetition is the thing that once I grasped that really changed a lot of things for me. It's like, oh, I was to have a date with a guy on Sunday. I assumed he ghosted me and then was like, hell no. He's busy with family and kids, work, etc. And today he told me he was busy with family issues and had to work. Of course he did. Of course he did. It's awesome. What do you think of people who say you can send too much energy to your SP by affirming for them and that repels them? I already know it's a lie. Like, that's so stupid. Like, your brain naturally thinks thoughts. If your brain is going and thinking of them, how the fuck is that repelling them? Unless you're telling yourself they don't want me, they wouldn't talk to me, they don't like, they're ghosting me, they don't like me, then yes, you're repelling them because that's what you're telling yourself is happening. So of course that's what you're experiencing. But as long as you're thinking of them in a way, you know, like Jacqueline did, he's busy, he's going to call me later. People are really, yeah. But apparently they believe that. And I'm guessing they're speaking from their experience or they just heard someone else say it and are repeating it. But In my experience, no. He talks about how our reality is a mirror. I just saw a video of him talking once. I don't really know much about him. I think the man's name Daryl Chenelson. Yeah, I believe his name's Daryl. Yeah, that's the biggest BS. I agree with Moons. Thinking of them repels them, and I heard somebody, I couldn't tell you who was saying this, but they were like, okay, but like once you manifest your person and you're together, you're going to think about them, right? Like if you're in a relationship with them, you're going to think about them. So does that repel them too? Like, then again, what you think is true will be your experience. Exactly that. I heard that too, thinking too much about your desire in any way will repel it because it's desperate energy. I used to believe that, but I realized it's just embodying the state, embodying a state that you want. Yeah. Where is your thoughts the most of the time? Who do you believe you are? Who do you think you are? How do you think things are? Like, that is what has worked for me. It's called the law of assumption for a reason. I agree. It is, and these people who will, and these are people who believe in LOA. Yeah. I get it from the law of attraction people, but the law of assumption people, it's like, I don't think it's in the name. It's in the name. And I don't think you, like, maybe you need to look up what assumption means. Oh my god, yes, they are you're sending desperate energy. Yeah. I remember hearing all those people say that shit too. It's like, they need to make a disclaimer that it's only their experience before misleading people. I agree. I agree. I've had a lot of comments recently of people are like, but this coach says this, and that person said this, and this person said this, and that person said this. It's because it's either from their experience or they're just regurgitating information that they got from other people. And anyone who understands the law knows it's based on what you think is true. Exactly. Laugh out loud, not look up what assumption means. Look it up. What does it mean? It means that you're assuming something is true, basically. I saw a man saying you need to work hard to manifest. I mean, if that's the belief system you want, I don't. I don't want that anymore. I'm good. I wanted to get violent. It's a joke, by the way. Well, and here's the thing. I was thinking about this earlier. Uh-oh, Jax is gonna start rubbing on things. Don't start barking, sir. Come here. Come here. Um, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Talking about working hard. I don't know. It'll come back, or it won't. You're distracting. What are you doing? Huh? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I was thinking back to when I got into learning about marketing, specifically like social media marketing and how to have YouTube and whatever to market to people and shit. Jack seems quiet today, bless him. He's like, I'm ready, let's go. Yeah, you being a good boy? I know you're kind of hot. It'll cool off, I promise. But learning about like marketing on social media and all that shit, and I'm like, now that I'm actually doing it, I don't care to listen to anybody who teaches marketing. It's like I'm gonna do what I want to do, and it's gonna be successful. But it was like, oh, I had to learn all of that because now I can see the people who are taking law of assumption and are like, oh, this is a popular topic. I've read some books about it and I can make money off of it. Because that's what I was being taught by these people is like, you have enough knowledge about something to talk about it on the internet. And this is how you make money off of it. And you can see those people. Like, I see those people. It's like, oh, you took a little bit of information and just ran with it. That's why I don't follow tons of LOA people. They all believe something different, and a lot of times it's contradictory, like with the whole A plus B versus state thing and the whole riot on Twitter, laugh out loud. I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know what that means. That's great that you don't follow much people, do what resonates. Yeah. The more you learn to trust yourself and you realize that it's just what you think. Like that's it. That's it. I don't know how many other ways to say it. Like facts. Yeah. It's so simple you're not going to believe that that's how it works. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. The only thing we need to do is think as if. Is it just what we think, or is it our state of being too? Your state of being is the thoughts you think the most. If you are in the state of being somebody who is poor or does not have a lot of money, you're constantly thinking about how you don't have money and you need to fix this and what about this and I can't pay my bills. That's your state of being. Stop. Which is all determined by what you're thinking the most. That's the only rule in manifesting. I agree. Affirm and persist versus states. States people don't believe in repetition. The way that you get into a state is with your thoughts. So, LOA Twitter is a hellhole. I never used Twitter in the first place, but went there to get some motivation. And oh my goodness, was that a whole battlefield? People were mad over affirming thinking. Oh, wow. Tomorrow is my birthday. I want SP to wish me happy birthday. Then just imagine that they're gonna tell you happy birthday. But affirming puts you in the state, so I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. Oh my god, Jax. Yeah, Jax is over here growling at me. I'm trying to make him sit and stay with me because he wants to like go do other things. And he's like, "Rrr." You're extra. Did you know that? He's like, I'm not extra enough. Exactly. Don't know why they were mad. Like to get into a state you think as if, and they were acting peeved all over it. I was like, well, that's not very love and light like in your bio. That's funny. Yeah, I don't get the people who are like, you don't need the repetition. It's like, okay, but they're like, I don't attacking people. No, you're good. Oh, Got you. They were attacking people because they were saying that you just get in the state. I don't know. Exactly. It's impossible to get into state you want without thinking from that state. Yeah. I don't uh, Now I do know there are people who use like a blanket affirmation, more like blanket affirmations to be like, well, I'm in the state. I'm in my dream reality. This is, everything's perfect, which is still fucking affirming and repetition of something. How are you supposed to get into a state you have never experienced without repetition? Right? I'm sorry, but I didn't learn the alphabet by singing the song once. It's no different here. That's my point. Exactly that. It's like you did not memorize anything by looking at it once. It did not become familiar and natural to you by looking at it once. And part of it is remembering that this is what's now true. For example, someone who has been poor their whole lives can't just decide they are rich one time and feel it. Exactly. It's all about changing you. So it's like, I've never had money. All my problems with money, you're just gonna be like, yeah, I'm rich now. And you're really never gonna think another thought about how money's hard or blah, 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 all that crap about money. We know how things usually feel from experience. Yeah. In the past, I was not sure how I manifested, but after hearing you, it was also clear to me. Nice. It clicked. I love that. I love that, Adriana. Let me tell you, the thing that has helped me the most is looking back at things that manifested and then comparing my thought process and how I felt, not like emotionally felt, but like what was my state in regards to this thing that manifested perfectly and this thing that didn't. That's such a good example, Moons. I agree. It's all, and when you think about it, it's like you're repeating all of the crap to yourself. You've always been repeating that crap to yourself. That's why it's so normal you don't even realize that you're repeating it to yourself. And I don't think it helps this community at all that there's so many people that are like, oh, well, just do this and it'll happen in 3 days. Oh, if it hasn't happened in this long, then you're doing it wrong. Not that shit can't happen fast, not that it can't happen in 3 days, but to make that kind of guarantees that are like making people be like, well, it'll happen, but then it doesn't happen, and they're like, oh my god, it doesn't work, and it's literally about changing you, and the only way you're going to change you is through repetition. Even like Moons was talking about the other day, getting up earlier. Do you just get up earlier one day and your body's used to getting up earlier, like an hour or two earlier? Even that takes repetition for you to get used to. I just came back from my friend's house and I feel about tipsy, laugh out loud. I know it's Monday. It's a one-off. Hey, it's okay. You were the one who was about to go to bed, so no judgment here. Jackson, do you have to chew on your foot? That's his thing now. He had something going on with his foot, and I don't think he still has it going on, but now when I'm not doing what he wants, he'll just go suck on his foot for no reason. And I'm like, Then I come sit with him the way he wants me to, and he'll stop. I'm like, you're a lot. Oh, he calmed down now. I don't know. Jax is quite the character. He is. Him and Precious both are. They're the best dogs. I love them. I'm guessing Precious is more laid back. I mean, in her own ways, yes. I mean, okay. Here's Precious. Precious usually stays downstairs because she's getting older and it's hard for her to go up down the stairs. So she spends a lot more time downstairs. So when Jax and I will go downstairs in the morning, she is ready full puppy mode. And she just about every morning hits Jax in the face. Whack. That's what she does. What breed of dogs do I have? I have a Sealyham Terrier and a Lhasa Apso. So yeah, if that's Precious in her older age. Get over here so I can smack ya. And it was funny when Jax hurt his back and he couldn't walk. Precious was so upset. She wanted to like run around and play with him, and she went over to him and was just like, "What the?" She's like, "I can't hit you if you're like not playing. Like, what is this?" My friends think I'm in a secret relationship. I'm taking that as movement. I've been affirming me and SP are happy together. That's interesting. Yeah, it's working. Keep going. I used to have a mini schnauzer. Sadly, she passed away last year in November. Oh, I miss my baby, but I know she's not suffering anymore. Oh, I love schnauzers. They're quite the characters as well. Yeah, that's my dogs. My dogs are both very puppy-like in the morning, and then throughout the day they get more tired and laid back, but man, in the morning, they're ready. She was so sassy. Yeah, the terriers, they have their sass, and the schnauzers, the mini schnauzers have their own special kind of sass. Excuse me. Excuse me. She hated getting dirty and only ate in her bowl. If her food or water was dirty or not full, she would howl and throw a fit. She and my rabbit always scared each other too. Oh, that's funny. Oh, they all have their thing. They just do. Where it's like, yeah, this is just I don't know. I didn't mention all the success stories because I feel like I talk too much about it. No, we love hearing your success stories, Moons. Success stories are always fun. Your cat tree is still on the curb. It probably won't be by morning or tomorrow. All right, I guess I'm I guess that's a green light to talk about what I want. Cheers, Moons. I've got nothing to talk about, so me to talk about success stories when I want. Absolutely. All of you can share your success stories when you want. Yeah, now is the time where Jax is done sitting with me and he's just gonna go sleep across the room. And some people are trying to get with you as well. Just keep going. It's working. Put the meaning to it that it's working perfectly, and it is. Sounds like some birds. I love hearing success stories. They give me and others motivation to keep going. Yeah. I agree, Outlove Weirdo. Oh my god, I experience this a lot. Especially when I affirm for self concept. People are going to start reflecting back to you things. You just got to keep going until you get exactly what you want. The other day, I was walking and a guy was on a bike and he was passing me by. He literally turned back to ask to walk with me. Look at that. Politely declined. Hey, that's okay. Still fun though. And I was in the mood to just affirm. And then it's like birds. I sound so childish right now, and I know that's just an assumption. Hey, you gotta do you. Going to work to change that assumption. Mm-hmm. Last night I had a very vivid dream about SP and I living in different houses as well. It felt so real. I woke up confused, then started getting sad. But I said, nope, I have that. It's real. Nice. Or you were living together in a different house. There you go. You guys got to put the meaning to all of it, so it means it's working. I think another habit we were talking about, going worst case scenario, is a bad habit. The other habit that we have is thinking that we have to look for outside meaning, or like there's one right answer, like, oh my god, what does this dream mean? I need to go ask the experts what the dream means. But like Moons just said, I love the fact that life is meaningless. That was another Bashar thing I saw today. He's like, that's the greatest gift you have been given, that nothing has meaning, that you get to put the meaning to everything. It's freeing. I agree. It's not childish. I do the same thing. There's been a couple people trying to be with me, but we are taken. Nice. And whatever meaning you put to it will be true. I think for me, that was the hardest part to really grasp in the beginning. Was like, okay, but there has to be a right answer. And then it's like, there's no right answer. And whatever I pick is going to be the answer. And then you start seeing it happen and you're like, oh, okay. I've tried this a lot and it's true, but people have to try it for themselves to see it. It's really true. That part. That part. You can listen forever, but until you actually experience it, it's different once you experience it. Society is the one who tells us to always find our purpose in life and work till you die. Meanwhile, I'm living my best life in castles and running in the woods with pretty dresses in the 4D. Laugh out loud. Yep, 4D is the real reality. And the more you experience it, the more you're like, yeah, no, that's definitely how it works. 3D is just a copy of the 4D. Yeah. 4G is just another word for imagination. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. And the more I've done this and the more I do this, the easier it is to just put positive meanings to things and see things in a way that it's like, yeah, no, this is working out for me. Or like Jacqueline did, where she's like, I thought they ghosted me, and was like, yeah, no, turning situations around in my favor and having fun and playing in my imagination, it gets easier and easier. think we should do a manifestation challenge. What kind of challenge do we want to do? No comparing challenge. That one really helped me for manifesting something oddly specific. Or no, yeah, no comparing. I think people should manifest seeing a blue ant. I mean, for the beginners. There you go. That is specific. I would love to do a challenge. You did this, Sonia, on your channel. I did. Not specifically within a no complaining challenge. I was actually thinking about doing a no complaining challenge, Eliza. No complaining for the rest of 2023. Either that or manifest seeing a blue ant. Or we can do both. I know it sounds really basic for people who are beginners at this shit, but to be like, no, manifest seeing a blue ant, it was doing that kind of shit that helped me understand what manifestation actually was and how it worked. Yes, let's do both. They go hand in hand. Both are good. I've never seen a blue ant laugh out loud. Someone was talking about purple dragons. I'm like, I want to see a purple dragon. And now I'm seeing them all over the place. And I'm like, I literally got on TikTok and there was one somebody had knit a sweater with purple dragons on it. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. My daughter finds money all the time. She says she will find money and she does. That's awesome. Both sounds fun. I've actually never even heard or thought of a blue ant. Watch me accidentally manifest seeing an ant that's drowning in blue paint. It's more than likely not how that would show up. If people can manifest seeing a blue ant, then they will understand how this works. I agree. I agree. On the cruise, she found $5. Today, she found 20. That's a great mindset. I always find money. Find money everywhere. Because everything is the same to manifest. That part. The more you understand that, and the more you're willing to just like, it's not, I'm going to manifest seeing blue ants forever, but if you can actually do it, I'm setting this intention and I am going to see this fucking thing. And when you think about, just remind yourself, yeah, I see blue ants all the time and I'm going to see it today or how, whatever, however, do we want to set, like a way that we're going to affirm to see a blue ant, or are we just going to let everybody do their own? Now everyone's thoughts here should be that they saw a blue ant or are going to see a blue ant. Laugh out loud. Yep. She found 100 on the grass and 20 in the store aisle. She's good. She's fucking good. That's if they want to do the challenge. I decide, how about we do it this way? I want you to pick an activity. So it can be any activity, but something that you do every day. So like brushing your teeth or making your bed or getting ready in the morning or cooking breakfast or eating breakfast. I want you to take that time and I want you to affirm about your blue ant. So think about, imagine, affirm, whatever, but you're going to have like time when you're doing something else to imagine that you're going to see your blue ant. How long will the challenge go on for? Till the end of the year. But we're going to set the intention that we're going to see the blue ant by the live on Saturday morning. So I'm going to see a blue ant this week. And if you don't see it, you just keep going until you see it. I'm already starting to get images of a blue ant in my head where I didn't have one when Moons first said that. It was just words on the screen. Now it's an image in my head. And then as far as no complaining, that one's pretty self-explanatory. We're not going to complain. No complaining that, here's the specifications on that one. No complaining about the 3D not matching your imagination. YouTube moves. Probably gonna see it tomorrow. I had that same thought. I'm gonna get up and be like, there's blue ant on my screen somewhere. Or like you said, Moons, you're like, it's having to take Precious tomorrow. I'm gonna see it like at the vet or something. There's gonna be on the way, someone's gonna have a bumper sticker that's a fucking blue ant. Or after the live stream ends. Blue ant. Hey, Moons came up with it and I like it. Because it's specific. And if you see it, like when you see it, you're gonna go, oh, I was imagining a blue ant and now there it is. My blue ant was giant. I'm in trouble. Just kidding. Yeah, no, it'll be perfect. Everyone needs to comment when they see it in the 3D. Yeah, you guys can either come back to this video, because I'll post it after we get off, or yeah, just come back to this video. I'm like, or you can post it on whatever video I post for the day, but come back and post it on here. When you see your ant, let us know. It'll be fun for the beginners. Yeah. When I started, I was so desperate to like get shit to change that I didn't want to play with stuff like that. But once I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna like, what's the harm? Like, let's just see if I can do this. That was when it started to click for me, because I started to have experiences where it's like, oh, excuse me, I'm like gonna get the hiccups again. No. I started having experiences that I could then dissect and like look at and be like, oh, okay, this is how I was thinking about this, and this is what, you know, this was what it was like to actually get it to fucking work. I manifested 111 and 999 all the time. It's driving me mad. I yell stop when I see it, laugh out loud. That's funny. I just affirm when I see like repeating numbers and stuff. Oh, that's affirming time, or oh, everything goes in my favor because I saw that number. There was a time when I was like, oh my god, what does that number mean? And oh my god, what does that number mean? And what does that number mean? And you'll find that every person you ask has a different explanation of what that number means. Wonder why. Me too. I see angel numbers 24/7. Me too. Me too. I swear it's like every time I look at a clock, I'm like, oh, yeah. The whole it's getting boring. Laugh out. The whole lot, it's getting boring real fast. Yeah, it's all the numbers for me too. It's like, oh, yeah. See, and where I got caught up is at first it was like, oh my God, this is exciting. Well, at first it freaked me the fuck out. Then it was like, oh, what does it mean? How do I like, what does it mean? I need to know. Like, and then I was stuck on signs because it was like, oh, but the angel numbers. I'm still kind of a beginner because I started actually learning and applying the law this year around June, but always knew about manifesting, law of attraction, etc. So I enjoy fun challenges. There you go. We're all gonna see a blue ant. I used to think in the beginning when I saw 111, it meant something big was going to happen. Hi. I realize I've manifested so many things, even things I didn't want. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That realization, that one comes too. It's like, oh, that's why that happened. Oops. Whenever I see angel numbers, I see it as my SP thinking about me or that I just got some money or just affirm about how good my day is or brag with inner conversation. Yeah, that's what I do too. That is what I do. Cuz I don't like getting just signs. It sucks. I swear now that we got the blue ant thing going on, I'm like, "Oh my God, everything around me is blue." That's how your brain works. My reticular activating system is on blue now. There's blue over there, there's blue, 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 blue. Like I just looked around my room and saw everything that's blue. The reticular activating system is at work. Yeah, it is. Watch my kids bring me something with a blue ant. Yep. Yep, and you're even starting to think of all the ways that you could see a blue ant and what it might be like to see a blue ant. Just by talking about the blue ant, we are affirming for the blue ant. Just saw something different blue in my room. That's fucking funny. Oh man, our brains are magical. We could see it in so many ways. Yep. And what always gets me is that you always end up seeing it in the way that you never thought of as a possibility. I I just think I just am thinking that I'll see it on TikTok. Yeah, that's my thing too. I did it with a pink elephant in my early days. Well, I was just manifesting to see a pink elephant, so you just that's why you had to say that. I know methods are a means to an end, but what are your favorite ways to manifest? I remember you said repetition in one of your videos. Is that your go-to? The whole reason that you're doing um any method is for repetition. If you're visualizing, it's the repetition of the visualization, or scripting, it's the repetition of scripting. It's the repetition of getting your brain used to something new. for me, I've been at this a while and I just shift my thoughts anymore. Like I either robotically affirm or just be like, yeah, that I don't like that thought. I'm not going to think it anymore. Um but you really need to do what's going to be best for you. Oh my god, I see pink elephants quite often, especially on baby stuff, cartoons, etc. Everyone is you pushed out at play. It yeah, it is. It is. Yep. That's so funny. I was like, pink elephants. And what's really funny when I set the pink elephants and the purple dragons, I had like forgotten about it until I saw one, and then I'm like, wait a minute, was that a fucking purple dragon on TikTok? Sure enough, it was. So blue ants. I love forgetting only to be shocked later. Right? A zebra car should be next. Ooh, fun. There you go. After this, we will hear a lot of success stories. I agree. I agree. Like it literally was when I started doing shit like that where it started to really click for me. I manifested a purple car once. I wanted to see it on the road, but it popped up as an ad on a site. Laugh out loud. That's funny. What's really funny is I did the excuse me, what did I call it? The create your manifestation lifestyle to help people practice with stuff like this and then you apply it to other stuff way back on my channel, like back in August. And the thing that I was doing that with that kind of like inspired me to do it was manifest seeing a specific breed of dog. And the breed I was manifesting seeing was a Bedlington Terrier. And I ended up seeing it like soon after I started doing that. But just recently, Bedlington Terriers keep popping up everywhere. I'm like, that is too funny. Yeah, exactly. Do what you did with the to get the purple car to manifest with the blue ant. I can't wait for you to share your success story seeing it. Laugh out loud. I'm excited to see how this thing pops up for everybody. I'm seeing videos on TikTok where like the artists like show their, they're holding it backward and they flip their artwork around. It's like purple or not purple ant, blue ant. Blue ant. I'm gonna send yeah, it's gonna be a purple and a blue ant. I'm gonna see rainbow ants. Have all the colors. Be like, man, Sony just went extra. Blue was not enough. I'm telling you, the more you see it, and the more you're like, oh my God, I was thinking of that, and then this happened, or I saw this. That was where I learned the most about it and understanding my brain with it. That's where I'm like, um, that was what helped me realize that the way I think manifests perfectly fine. It's the way I think about things that's the problem. Wanted to go to Chicago with a friend to get pizza. My mom ended up bringing me pizza pie menu for a new restaurant, and my friend went on a surprise business trip to Chicago without me. We got pizza pie once they got back. See, everything works out. I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I know I'll see it either way. There you go. I love that attitude. I saw a blue ant uh, should be the comments on Saturday. No pressure, guys. Persist until you see it. Time is irrelevant. Yes. Yeah. We'll do a little practice with time crunch manifesting. I'm going to see this thing by Saturday. And if you don't, then just keep, nope, I'm going to see a blue ant. Of course I'm going to see a blue ant. I see blue ants all the time. They're everywhere. We've been having ants in the house, and I did hear people dealing with some ants. So there's some birds for you. I'm seeing blue everywhere and hearing people dealing with ants. So yeah, we all just got birds. It is getting ridiculous, Moons. No, I don't want to see an ant in the house. Say I'm not going to see it in my house. Manifesting should be taught in schools. I agree. This is where you got to trust that your brain knows exactly what you would want to see a blue ant. You're going to see it, as Florence Scovel Shinn would have put in her affirmations, under grace in perfect ways. Imagine seeing a blue ant in your house. I would be taking pics. Me too. Store it in a jar. I probably would catch it and be like, is this normal? Like, are we okay here? What's happening? So basically, we need to let go and allow the universe to do its thing. Just if that feels good to you, then yeah. But if you think about like, oh, well, I haven't seen the ant, or when am I going to see an ant? You just remind yourself, no, I see ants all the time. I see the blue ants. I've already seen the blue ants. Blue ants, I see them everywhere. Or whatever affirmation you want to use. A trophy ant. I mean, if you caught a blue ant, wouldn't you be like, only mentioned this because someone was worried seeing ants in their house. It probably exists. It probably does, Moons. Probably somewhere. I'm not familiar with the blue ant, but you know. As long as the blue ant isn't like the fire ants. I heard if an animal is colorful, be careful. Yeah, that's good advice. Good advice. They tend to be poisonous. Yeah. That's what I would be worried about. Be like, this fucking blue ant, like, because like fire ants, the red ones that we have here, are the worst. Currently 111. Yep, 711 here, which is the number I always see. Is Jax's birthday. Oh, what was that, bud? Something woke Jax up. He's like, I'm ready. Sonia, I noticed I don't really affirm as much as I used to. I've noticed that too. I've noticed that too. See a bunch of 222, 444, and 4555. I joined when you guys were talking about angel numbers. Of course you did. I used to get excited. Now I just kind of smile and keep it pushing, laugh out loud. Yeah, we were talking about how that's when we affirm. Just remind yourself, no, everything goes in my favor, or whatever. I'm so curious if they exist and want to Google it. Is that inspired action? Possibly. If you find a picture of one, you could print it out, be like, here's my blue ant. I can't reach you there, sir. Now I'm just going to make you feel bad because I'm laying over here. Sometimes the bridge of incidents are so crappy. You never know what the bridge of incidents are going to be. I'd prefer personally not to look at anything as being crappy, but honestly, I've noticed that my inspired actions tend to improve my life. I agree with that. I just affirm everything works in my favor regardless. Yeah. I just noticed that my default mindset is just so much more beneficial in general. When I look back, they were not so. When I look back, they were not so good, but in my favor. Because everything always works out in your favor. When you're in it, you don't understand how that could be, but when I see something that annoys me or like being late to something, I just say it's working in my favor. It really does. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I'll catch myself being like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be late," and then it's like, "No, everything's gonna be perfect. Nobody, no, it's perfect," and it always ends up being perfect. It's always like, "Oh well, I was running behind anyway," or you know, whatever. Sometimes you don't. Excuse me. Sometimes you don't see why it's in your favor, but it all works out. So does it really matter? Oh, now you're gonna go pout again? He's like, yeah, it really does. I agree. The other day I was about to be late to somewhere and I stopped myself and said I'm going to be on time and I really did. Yeah, my default mindset with shit like that was, "Oh my god, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. Oh my god, I'm going to be late." Like I can tell like I used to affirm that and then it was like this whole thing of like, "Oh my god, I'm late." And it wasn't always like a big deal that it's like you're running a few minutes late, it's fine. One of my ex gone, he cheated, so that's how he became gone. Oh, you two moons. I was the queen of being late. Oh, jeez. Sir, what are you doing? Uh, yes, I'm the queen too. Everything in our life is really a manifestation. Yep. I'm always late. Of course you're late because you're expecting to be late. Jaxie, come here. Uh-oh, he's crying. Yes, everything is. Hey, I just wanted to thank you for every single advice. It's really has made this process easier. Oh, you're welcome, Nat. I'm glad that is what I have to say is helpful. I've had a lot of experiences on this journey, and I'm so glad that my experiences can help other people now. Jaxie, come here. When people leave my life or I need to kick them out, I genuinely believe it's for the best. If it needs to be, it will be. It saved me a lot of heartache. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And right there is that perspective. What perspective are you going to view it from? And I like that attitude. And I love your username, don't give a hoot. That's great. Come here, sir. Why are you crying? Thanks. You are welcome. Jackson, come here. Are you gonna come here or are you like not? That's not. Is it time to get off of here tonight? Is that it? No more for anybody? You're done? Do you need to go outside? Can you come here? He's just staring into my soul. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to jump off of here if no one else has any questions because I got to go deal with my furry friend over here. But I will be live again Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. next Tuesday. Back to normal Tuesday nights next week at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I love Jax. We love you too, Moons. Okay, good night. Good night. The baby wants attention. He definitely wants attention. Bye, Moons. Like I said, you guys, we're going to see blue ants. We're going to talk about how everyone saw a blue ant on Saturday. And no complaining for the rest of the year. I'm glad I finally caught you live. I'm so glad you were able to catch me live. I don't give a hoot. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Like I said, I usually go live on Tuesdays, but this week was weird. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Are you gonna come say bye? No? No? Good night. Bye. We do got this, Zelda. We're all gonna see our blue ants. I'm excited. All right, you guys. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.